Welcome to Fancy Thinker. I'm Jared, and today I want to do a short review of The Real Story, The Gap into Conflict by Stephen Donaldson. This is the first book in the Gap cycle, one book out of five, and it is Donaldson's epic science fiction series, space opera, and probably his most controversial book. And we'll get into that in a little bit. But it is this is a reread for me, so I haven't really written anything down about it because I just wanted to get my thoughts out of it right away after finishing this book. I'm kind of doing a read along with Josh on the Fireside Discord for this series, and this is the first time I revisited this book in 30 years. Originally came out back in 1991. So, and I probably didn't, this is the actual original, mass market paperback that I got back then, and I probably started reading this in like around 93. I would guess, in anticipation for the second book of the series when it came out in hardcover, which I have all of them right there. So anyway, The Real Story. When I first read this, I was a young man. I didn't have the depth of knowledge of literature that I do now. I didn't have experience, and I had already read Donaldson's Thomas Covenant series and Mordant's Need, and nope, I didn't read the short story collections yet. So, anyways, I read those two fantasy series from him, so I was quite familiar with his work, and I was it was those works took me a while to get through because, like I said, I wasn't as well versed in literature and reading back then, and so when I picked this up, I was like, "Oh, it's nice and short. It's only 220 pages, right?" So I was like, "Oh, okay, that's good. I'll be able to read a Donaldson book, and it won't take me a long time to get through it." And the first time I read it, I don't know how long it took me to read it, but I do remember it being fairly intense, and I do remember some of the very hard to get through scenes in this book, which really stuck with me over time and made me think and think and think. And that's what this book is going to do to you. It may disturb you. There's just some disturbing scenes in here of assault, and they're not fun to get through, but they are intense. They are very, very intense. They are very related to the story, and the main thing that I want to get through here is with this story is that these characters, both the victims and the victimizers, they are all characters who are overcoming extreme adversity. It's kind of the theme running through here as far as Donaldson's putting all these characters through the ringer, and he's not pulling any punches, and it's the journey of them overcoming this adversity, which is so fascinating and well done in this series. This first book I could easily see people bouncing off of because of how intense it is, of how the violence is portrayed. I could easily see that, but for those of you who can who don't have a problem with it, and can read through it, and it is done at a certain distance, so it's not like you're there or anything. But Donaldson's very deft I mean, his literature is just off the charts. His word uses and stuff like that. He's he's an extraordinary writer, and so he knows what he's doing in order to get things along, to move things along. This 200 and something pages is very intense, and this reread, I went through it in 2 days. That's how intense it was, and that's how quickly it reads. And it's done that way on purpose because it's giving you that sense of danger and intensity that the characters are going through. Um, and it's, on top of all that, Donaldson has this. He has these themes in mind. These greater motifs. These greater archetypes. This influence of the Ring of the Nibelung of Wagner's opera, his magnus opus, I think, is that Wagnerian cycle, and so that is kind of echoed in the background of the themes of the story here. And of course, when I first read this as a young person, I didn't get that. I had no clue. There's an afterword in here where Donaldson explains the ring cycle, and he explains its relationship to the characters in here. And I didn't read that as a young man. I didn't care. So, but now I did, and I see. You can see the depth in the what Donaldson's trying to achieve in this series. And that's the key thing about this book is, please keep in mind it's book one in the series. The rest of the books in this series, especially the fourth and fifth book, are like my favorite science fiction books of all time, just based upon what I read 25, 30 years ago. This one, when I first read it, wasn't my favorite in the series. It was my favorite as a science fiction book, just because I was a little disturbed and taken aback. And so, but once I got into that second book, and once I got beyond the events happening here, and the world in this universe that Donaldson created opened up, I was like, wow. I mean, so that's more of a review for the rest of the series instead of just this book. But you can't have one without the other. So here you go. That it's. I would consider this just a prologue to the rest of the series. It's a big 200-page prologue. Not too far off from some of the prologues we've read in other fantasy series, Malazans and what have you. But so, and I don't want to make apologies for this book at all. But it is written very well. It is tight. It is fast. It is intense, and you'll fly through it. And trust me, if you stick with the series, you will be rewarded at the end. If you can stomach it. I know, like I said, I perfectly understand anybody who's going to bounce off of this book. So I know this review was kind of clunky because I read it so quickly. I'm trying to just wrap my head around it, and so I apologize for that. But but I didn't think this. I didn't want to tackle this on paper for this particular book here. So, like I said, if you're a fan of Donaldson's work, you already know kind of what you're in for as far as the prose and the writing. His prose is a bit more sparse and quick in this one because that fits the tone of the setting and the characters. And but it's no less engaging and no less visceral and just really, this guy knows what he's doing. So Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else in here. There's, oh, there's, yeah, that's what it is. This title, the real story. Donaldson's lying to us, just so you know, and you should be able to figure that out right off the bat. He's telling us this is the kind of thing everybody understood. It's like, no, come on now, and for them, the story was basically simple. This is on the first page of the first chapter, and it's like, who? For us? No, come on, Stephen Donaldson, come on. No, and so he's playing around with this. He's setting this up, and this says the real story, but it's not the real story. There's a lot of irony laced into that. There's a lot of uh, just it's a lot of thematic setup in the book that you don't realize is there until you read the rest of the series. And once you do, and you go back and you go, oh, and you think back and you go, wow, that's incredible. It's incredible what is set up in here that you don't realize is being set up. And that's about all I can say there. So, yeah, it it's something special once like I said, once if you can get past the some of the horror things that happen to the main character, um, or something the horror things that the main character does. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. All right. This is all non-spoiler. I think. I hope it's non-spoiler for you. I hope I didn't give anything away. Anyways, that's all I got to say about this one for now. I know there's going to be lots of discussions coming up, maybe on this book, and so I'll keep an eye out for them, and you should too. All right. With all that said, be good to each other. This is a book that should definitely remind you to be good to each other. And with all that said, thank you, and talk to you next time.